Hi, it's Palest Blue, but you guys can call me Harry. And today we got a ground war domination on Terminal. In this video I'm going to talk to you guys about staying alive, because I think Terminal Ground War has been one of the maps on which I die the most. I quite like Terminal, but with all the explosives on this map and the long sight lines, and without there being a great deal of cover, I tend to find it, one of the harder ones to build a kill streak on. But in this game I have some success. I play it slightly differently. I play different spots. So really, I want to use this to illustrate to you how you stay alive, how you build kill streaks effectively in this game, even under the toughest conditions. Before I get into that, I quickly want to welcome my new subscribers. I've got 30 odd more in the last couple of days, and so welcome to you guys. Thanks a lot for subscribing, and just want to let you guys know that I'm really happy to receive messages at any time. Try to get back to you guys as much as I can and as much detail as I can. So feel free to message me, feel free to leave comments, leave feedback. You've invested time in me for watching my videos, and to sort of repay you guys, I want to sort of offer myself as some sort of service. So if you feel I can help you out, please let me know, and I'll do all I can to fulfill that goal. And also I want to say another quick thanks to Aiden, or Project as you guys may know him, for that shout out. It's a really big help, and I really appreciate it, so thanks a lot for that. So now I want to get into the topic of staying alive, and there are sort of two big questions that we need to answer when it comes to staying alive. First one is why. So why do we want to stay alive? Might seem obvious, but I want to go through the reasons for that anyway, because they give the grounds for the next big question, which is how. So how do we stay alive? And in this video I'm going to illustrate that through what I do, and talking about exactly what I do, why I do it, because that is really what it's all about. So why is staying alive important? For a start, kill streaks are undeniably the biggest factor in determining whether or not you win a game in Modern Warfare 2. Unless you're playing big bare bones, kill streaks will so often be the difference between the team that wins and the team that loses. Things such as AC-130, the chopper gunner, they're fantastic at keeping teams locked in spawn. You have the power to stop other teams from having flags. The Predator's good at that as well. So kill streaks are invaluable in objective and kill-related game types. Also, rushing in mindlessly, having short lives, it rarely rewards you. You might see guys like Sandy Ravage and Palest get loads of kills and a fair few deaths, but loads of kills in a game. And if you're like them, if you're very naturally talented, then you can do that. But I'm talking about really consistently building kill streaks here. I'm talking about doing this, 9 games out of 10, being able to build 7+ kill streaks. And I think, following the sort of tips I'm going to be able to give you in this game, you should be able to aim at getting with enough practice and experience. I can never deny, and I can't teach experience, and I can't deny how important experience is. But with enough experience and with the know-how, I'd say it's possible that 9 games out of 10, on a good day, you can be looking at getting, a Harrier, at least a Harrier, and hopefully more. And final reason for why staying alive is important is, if there's a respawn penalty. If you play competitively, game battles, whatever, you're going to most likely encounter a respawn penalty on quite a few game types. Obviously you don't want to let your team play for a man down for 7.5 or 5 seconds for any period of time really. So you want to stay alive then, but also in sabotage and on search and destroy in this game. If you want to do well, it's a good idea to try to stay alive for as often as you can. Because obviously, all the time you're dead, your team's playing a man down, and that's when the other team can put pressure on and get the caps or plant the bomb, etc, etc. So now I want to talk about how. And you might notice that in my videos so far I've talked about lots of subsidiary elements of this game. How to aim, what sensitivity to use, how to spawn trap. But in all those videos I've really said that those aren't the core skills of the game. They're important skills, but they're not the core skills. So really, where do your core skills come from? And I would say they come from your brain. It comes from the decisions you make. I always remember watching Cnan's commentaries, and he always talks about decisions, and that really seems... He doesn't make a great deal about it, but I think I will. And I will say that decisions you make in this game are almost everything. You need luck. I'm not going to deny that you need luck. I think I've always thought that when you're getting a nuke, if I was ever going to give a nuke tips video, and I think I probably will, probably my #1 tip for getting a nuke will be have some good luck. And I think that goes for anything in this game. You've got to be lucky. but there are other ways you can put what happens under your control, and I think I do that quite well in this game. So I'm going to go through decisions I make in this game. But I also want to quickly say why decision making is hard and why you might find it hard to implement these. I certainly still find it hard to implement these. I know what are the right decisions and what are the wrong decisions, but I still seem to make the error of making the wrong decisions sometimes. For a start, I think you need to resist your impulses. It's the human desire to run in, to have lots of action, to be involved all the time. We love it, and certainly if you're playing for to have fun and do that, then that's absolutely fine. And I really recommend that you run in and use the Spaz 12 and Martyrdom and run into a room and see how many people you can clear out. But if you're going for success, then you need to resist your impulses. You need to kind of separate your heart and the adrenaline from your mind and what's the right decision. So I really recommend that sometimes in a game you just might want to stop for a minute. Not necessarily for a minute, for a few seconds, when you have a big decision to make. Do you go down that long hallway or do you come over here and cap C? As I've decided to cap C. And also I want to make it clear that the right decision in terms of staying alive is usually the decision that errs on the side of caution. I could go around here, go around that corner, charge, take out all the guys around that corner and then go back and cap C, but that's pretty unlikely. It's not erring on the side of caution. Here I erred on the side of caution, stayed behind good cover, and I'm alive, and I'm not dead. And my teammates picking up the kills for me, which is all good. I'm not necessarily interested in the glory right now. I'm interested in performing consistently, and that's what I'm doing. So I want to talk about sort of what kind of decisions I've made at different parts of this game and why they've been good decisions. Earlier you saw that I stayed in the aeroplane, and I was able to stay in that aeroplane for quite a long time, and I held the area down, and I made that area mine for a good 3 or 4 minutes there. How was I able to do that? How was I able to stay alive? Well, for a start, I was conscious of my teammates when they were positioned in the tunnel. If you noted when I was in the aeroplane, I only moved up to the cockpit when my teammates were in that tunnel that led down to the A flag. So that if the enemy wanted to get to me, they had to go through my teammates first. And when they did go through my teammates, if you go back and watch, you'll note that I dropped back to the seats, so I was behind cover. Again, cover is popping up again. It's such a big part of doing well. I moved back and I was able to take the enemies out when they came into the cockpit, and I was really never put under any pressure, and I didn't get close to dying at all from that cockpit. I don't even know that I took any damage over there. So there's that, and I was aware of the enemy spawns. I was aware when they were spawning at A, and I was aware when they capped the C flag earlier, so I kind of changed where I was looking, tried to catch them out of that spawn, and picked up some easy kills there. Then I also want to talk about the UAV. I mean, the great thing about UAV in Ground War is that you're illuminating 9 players, and also you've got 8 other players on your team who can have UAV on if you haven't. But I also want to say that you shouldn't rely on your teammates all the time to put on UAV. You've got to pick up the slack sometimes. And if you're having a bad day, then I really recommend that you put on UAV, because I've said in previous videos, I'm not going to repeat myself too much, but I've said in previous videos that UAV is integral. It is incredibly powerful kill streak. You don't see it directly get kills, but it does get you kills, and it keeps you alive. Because when you know where the enemies are, you can always position yourself in a way that you can stay away from them and stay alive, or get in a position of good cover where you can take them out from and stay alive and get kills very easily. Do both very easily. Again, you saw I capped a flag a minute ago, and you might think, well, you're on a kill streak. Why are you capping flags? There are a lot of commentators out there who take the point of view that they're just going to go for kill streaks and not cap flags. I think if you play sensibly, you can do both, and hopefully this gameplay is evidence for that. So cap flags and staying alive. People think that if you get on flags you're going to die, and it often does seem that the people who cap the most are the people who die the most. But if you cap sensibly, there are ways you can cap and stay alive, and these are the ways that I've thought you can kind of achieve that. Again, enemy positioning is important. Knowledge of enemy positioning. If they're all spawning around you, then I'm going to just go ahead straight away and say, do not bother capping that flag. It will be a waste of time. If they've got any sense, they'll semtex it. So do not go for a flag if they're all spawning around it. If it's not safe, because it will just be a waste of time. But I was aware of where the enemies were spawning when I went to cap that C flag. I knew they were around the corner, so I just took cover, put my sights up. If they came around the corner, I would have killed them. So, remember, capping flags can be a way to get kills as well, guys. You could be a team player and a hero at the same time. Also, positioning yourself on the flag. I was positioning myself behind good cover. But there are a lot of, look at where I'm positioned here. I'm positioned around the side of that crate, and I'm not obviously capping the flag. As the guy who's sort of sitting out in the middle, and I've killed a few people who've been just sitting in the open on that flag before. So think about where you can sit, within the flag capping radius, but safe. And you can trick enemies and get kills that way as well. And also the important thing about capping flags is, why it might cost you 1 death, getting off the flag. If it costs you 1 death, then that's fine, because it can stop you from getting spawn killed, and that 1 death it takes to cap the flag might save you 6 or 7 or even more deaths. And just a very unpleasant game when you're caught in a spawn trap. So now I'm holding up the plane. I'm doing the same thing as I was talking about earlier about this plane. I'm aware of where they're spawning. I know they're spawning up at A, and you see I get a tag on that guy. I don't think I managed to finish him off. But there's air support up, so I'm staying inside as well. They've got their Harriers up. There's no point in going outside. No point in cleaning myself now. Teammates have done well to cap C, and I helped cap B earlier, so I know that we're probably going to win this game now. 191 to 182 points up. As you can see, again, I've moved into cockpit. I'm aware of my teammate positioning. Always be aware of where your teammates are. That's just as important as knowing where the enemy is. And also be aware if your teammates are shooting, because even if you've got silencer, your teammates might be showing up on the radar, giving away your position and your teammate's position. And that's where it's nicely usually ends with a nuke. So that's it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks to the new subscribers, and see you guys